Hey kitty girl, I just wanted to come on here real quick and show you guys how I edit my thumbnails, or how I'm editing them right now for the most part, because my style has changed a little bit, but all the apps that I use for photo editing are free 99, because you know how we roll over here. Why pay for it when we can figure out how to do the exact same thing for no cost or low cost if need be? We're starting off with my favorite app is PicsArt. This is where I do most of my editing, and I just pulled a little picture from Pinterest as my background and edited it down to YouTube thumbnail size, which if you don't know that, I'll put the dimensions on the screen because I don't know off the top of my head either. But recently I started it's a Google slide, but like a portfolio of all my potential thumbnail faces. So whenever I'm feeling lazy and not like posing for a thumbnail, I can just go in and grab a face. Or for example, when I'm doing a video like this, I already have one ready and I don't have to, pose for the camera. But yeah, I'm just gonna go in there and then crop one of those pictures down, because life hack, the next thing I'm about to teach you, if you don't already know, most iPhone owners already know this, but if you hold down a person, and it works on like animals and objects now too. I'm going to do it later on the apps, you'll see. But if you hold it down, you'll see that glowing line around yourself, and then you click on share and save image, and you're going to essentially remove the background. So that's the shortcut that I've been loving, live, laugh, loving lately. I used to do it the hard way, which is like erase all the white by hand, which I know. I used to like working harder, not smarter. If you don't have an iPhone or an Apple device, I guess that's still an option, as I'll show. But after we have that image with the background cut out, we're just gonna put it on over our background, and then do the little white outline, which is so iconic to YouTube, I feel like. And I feel like it's coming back. More and more people are doing it, or at least on I almost said For You page, but my YouTube homepage, I'm seeing more and more like outlines or glow backgrounds. It's never really a format that left, and it's a graphic design trick to add some space between you and the background. But we're just opening up this other app. It's called Fonto, which all the OGs know about this one too. I just use it to add my text. I love it because you can import text. Most of these apps, they have lousy text. So I'm in my Barbie era right now, so I like to do pink text with white outline. And now my gauge is completely off, but thank goodness they have a cute little button where you can move it nice and center. But make sure you do it a couple times, because every time you change the size or the tilt or the position any little bit, it'll be off center. But yeah, like I said, I'm in my Barbie era, so I've been doing this hot pink text with white outline, and I always set my border to 10. But you can play around with the colors and do whatever you like, and whatever style. They have some preset styles too that are pretty funky if you want to check those out. And the spacing, I don't change any of that, but you can. It all depends on the project that you're working on. And that's my main title. Then we're going to hop back over to PicsArt. Hop back over to PicsArt because I realized I wanted myself to be a little bit smaller. That's rare, but yeah, I just had to minimize me and then save that again. And this is my favorite thing I just learned recently. Instead of starting all over, you can just go to replace image only and replace the image only. Go figure. It's a fun little life hack that saved a bunch of time for me, because I used to copy it and then paste it and have to restyle it. But yeah, now you know, so you don't have to go through what I did. And I also just saved that blank image with the text, because I'm going to do the same thing and replace the image only, or the background image only, so I can see what it looks like with the text behind the head, because I just want to see. It doesn't hurt to see. We always make multiple thumbnail options, because sometimes I change my thumbnail after I post it, if we're being honest. I'm indecisive, okay? I also added a little bit of shadow because I thought that'd be fun, which it is. It looks nice. It makes it pop off the page. It gives it like a, dare I say, cartoony comic book look. You thought it was over? Ha! Now we're just gonna go through, and I'm comparing the two thumbnails to, one, show you guys the difference of like the shadow and the above, the me above overlay over the text. because the subtle differences are really what makes a thumbnail pop, in my opinion. And then I just like to delete the other ones because, one, storage, duh, and then two, if I see the other ones, I'm just gonna keep accidentally clicking on them, so might as well get them out the way. And so yeah, this is the other app I was telling you about. If you don't have an Apple device, you can use this to erase anything, the background. It's really fun, it's really fresh, it's really funky. I don't know what the heck I was doing here. I was really just showing y'all an example of how to use the eraser, but you'll get the drift of it when you download it. I also use that because sometimes Apple be tripping. It doesn't cut everything out correctly, so we have to overcome, adapt, improvise, however the saying goes. But now we're just going to insert all of our little, I don't want to call them widgets, but just anything you want on the screen, really. So I just took a screenshot of the app, which, spoiler alert, when I remade my thumbnail, I did this completely differently because this was the long way. Instead of going to the app store and typing in each app and taking a picture, I just literally screenshot it from my what's the bottom bar at the bottom of the screen called, because it was right there. It had a clean background and it cut out perfectly. So I'm upset at myself I didn't do that earlier, but you live and you learn. But yeah, we're just gonna pull all of the apps that I'm using and put those in the thumbnail because we want it to be clear that, hey, this is a photo editing video. These are photo editing apps. And then to spice it up, we're just going to put a little bit of shadow in the background like we did with myself. So I added some color. I tried to get into Canva. She really wasn't doing it for me. Or maybe it's because I was trying to do it on my iPad. I really couldn't figure it out. The same with Notion, which I'm thinking it should be the same thing. I tried on both the apps and the website, but maybe I'm not big brain enough to work either of those, so I gotta keep watching videos or maybe take a course or something because I don't know. But so far, all the features that I'm using on all these apps are completely free because I refuse to pay for it. Like, if I'm paying for an editing app, I might as well be paying someone to edit the damn thumbnail. Like, hello. We're DIY queens over here. We're gonna tinker around until we figure it out. It's really just about moving things around and playing with the positioning until you find the look that you like. And I like to make sure that I save in between, because if you don't, you'll be like, oh, that was really cool. I thought I saved it. This iPhone Photos logo was being stubborn and wouldn't cut out the way that I wanted to. So what I was doing right there was trying to find a way to make the edges round like all the other apps, but I couldn't quite figure it out on my time constraints. So if you notice it's different in the updated thumbnail, it's because I did what I had told you guys. I took a picture from my bottom home screen phone bar or iPad bar, and then I cropped it from there, so the edges were nice and round, like a round sponge. But yeah, we're just going to save that again and hop back over to another app because it's never enough. Back over on Fonto, I'm just going to import that new picture that we just saved with all the apps on it and stuff, and add some, I guess, complimentary text. I don't know what else to call it, like subtitles. They're not technically, like subtitles, but they're smaller titles. Which I like to use another font for that. This is the part where you might save a few different versions with different text or different, I like to use emojis, whatever you want to put on your thumbnail, but it's nice to see different styles or different wording. I think eventually my thumbnail style will evolve, but I've always been obsessed with like the collage style. I know all the big YouTubers, they're also doing like single frame thumbnail shots with like 2 words of text. Come on, girl. I need more than that. I need a visual explosion in my face. What happened to making billboards? What happened to, I think everyone's so opposed to Mr. Beast style like thumbnails that they want to be associated as far away from that as possible. But give me all the colors, all the saturation, please. That's just my hot take on thumbnail culture right now. Like I was saying, I kind of love the collage. Anything that has multiple images in the thumbnail. I kind of freaking hate the 3-part thumbnail though. You know how it's like 1 picture, 2 picture, 3 pictures, and them shits aren't even blended together. It's just literally you crop this picture. It's like, 'cause what am I even looking at? What could you possibly photograph in that thin of a slice? Some of them, yeah, they do the thing. I'm not even gonna lie, but most of them do not. It doesn't do what it has to do. At that point, you might as well just give me a single picture. But yeah, we're almost at the end of our editing tutorial now that I finally figured out what to put for my subtext, and it still might get changed again, but yeah. And then those are just some of the fonts that I like to use. Crystal Universe, oh my god, all the Pinterest girlies, they eat this one up, or at least they did a couple months ago. I don't know what the hype font is right now, but yeah, that was it for a while. Don't get too lost in the font sauce though, because I mean, the details do matter, but if you get caught up on what kind of font you're going to use, you're never going to put the video out. You're never going to post the freaking thumbnail, you know? So make a pimp decision for real. And I literally just gave you my game card. If you don't screenshot or like this video and come back and look at all these fonts, then what are you, lazy? Importing a font is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All you gotta do is go find the font you want, like on dafont.com is what I prefer. And then you're going to download that to your computer or download it to your iPad and go to your files, and then you're gonna click the little open button and then open it up in Fonto, and then just choose which one you want to download. So then you can have all of the little fonts that you want. We've come to the end of the road. So yeah, if you love this tutorial and you love me, leave a like and subscribe.